Welcome back to another episode of the On Deck Circle podcast. I am your host, Nick Z, aka Italian Breakfast, with my co-host, Jason. Jason, we need to get you a nickname.
I was just thinking the same thing. I need a cool nickname too.
I mean, I'm stealing Vinny P's, but that's fine because I am older than him. So I can claim that I
The
was
elder.
breakfast first.
Yeah.
It's everybody's favorite time of the week, and that is the cold open question of the week. Jason, it is probably one of my top sports weeks of the year. NCAA March Madness tournament is happening. I just want to know, who do you have winning it all? Ready, set, go. All right. This was kind of like an easy week. It's just like a standard sport question.
They can't all be brain busters. You know what I mean? Like we gotta make some easy ones here and there. We're gonna go with the Rock Chalk Jayhawk, baby. Kansas.
Wow.
Yep.
Grady Dick. You a big Grady Dick guy?
I was until he shit the bed in the championship game when I had money on it, but yeah.
All right. I love that. I'm going Alabama.
Okay.
Despite their bad press, I think they're turning into a basketball school now, which is cool.
It is cool.
It's nice seeing those teams, even like when like Kentucky is randomly good at football. I'm like, oh, that's fun. They can like not just play basketball. So I'm rooting for Bama. I'm in a lot of different types of pools. I'm very excited. There's one which is my favorite. You pick one team a day and you can repeat the team. So tomorrow, I did 2 entries. Tomorrow, my teams are Tennessee and Virginia. So if they win, I cannot pick them for the rest of the tournament. So I need to you need to strategically play. So if I think Bama's gonna win, I need to not pick Bama until
the end. Yeah. I like that. It's like a little bit of like a survival pool feel to it.
And if you're out by the Sweet 16, you can rebuy. So there's always that. Ideally, I put together the perfect plan, but we never know. We can't all be smart.
I know this is, a little bit off topic, but who is you have like Cinderella story in your bracket?
So funny thing, haven't done a bracket in probably 3 years.
Okay. I'm not a big bracket guy either, so.
I enjoy the idea of the bracket, but I like just like either betting on the games or
that's what I do too. Yeah.
Just like watch, because I don't watch college basketball. I don't. I'll watch it like conference championship week, and then I'll get familiar with these people. And like, I know the NBA prospects because like I'm a big NBA guy.
Yep.
But just like following the teams in the last like week or two, like I think Penn State's like the best team in the world just because they like randomly almost beat Purdue the other day. But yeah, I'm pumped. I really can't wait. Jason,
go ahead.
Do we have anything to plug today?
We do. Real quick. If you want to play fantasy baseball, you need to be doing it on Fantrax. Fantrax is the number one spot to be playing fantasy sports, especially fantasy baseball. Go ahead and go over there at fantrax.com/fantasy six-pack. Move a league, set up a new league. They got a ton of giveaways going on right now. I know the more leagues you move over, the more leagues you set up, you get entered into giveaways, signed jerseys, things like that. We also have Fantasy Six-Pack memberships, get access to award-winning rankings, cheat sheets. We just got announced we have now the number one ranker from last year in fantasy baseball, Keith Lott. We got Joe Bond, who's number 6, and even Travis Arco was number 10. So that's 3 guys on Fantasy Six-Pack roster that are doing rankings in the top 10 most accurate last year. So get those memberships at fantasysixpack.net. Use code F6PMLB for an extra 15% off. But other than that, that's the business portion of it. I got a question for you.
Jason, go.
We got 2 weeks, a little more than 2 weeks of WrestleMania. Is that correct?
We are very, very close to WrestleMania.
I have been jumping all over this wrestling bandwagon. My sons are, all it takes is them to get involved, and then now I'm stuck watching it. Right?
Yep.
Awesome. Not 2 days ago.
Cena,
right? Cena last week, or was it 2 days ago?
Wasn't there?
So I'm like, yeah. So that was awesome. Gonna wrestle at WrestleMania, right? What's WrestleMania without Cena?
It's him and Austin Theory.
Who? Yeah, that guy. There's, I come from the attitude era of wrestling, and so these guys that just have no persona drive me nuts. I just can't get behind them. So guys like, who's like the new Undertaker guy that has like turns all the lights out, has a weird uncle?
Bray Wyatt.
Yes, I'm all in on this guy. I'm all in on this guy. I'm all in on that guy.
He's hurt and not going to be at Mania, I think.
Oh, I'm digging him. I'm digging the big Oompa Loompa dude that does the worm. I'm digging these guys. Yes.
Otis now, I believe, because he's a fashion guy now. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I've dived in. Do you watch NXT? Is my next question.
So I used to watch NXT religiously. More recently, my NXT fandom has kind of dwindled. If it's like I'll watch all of the like premium live events of NXT. So like like pay-per-views, but not like week to week, because that's then committing so much. I had to cut back, kind of like my fantasy football leagues, which I actually did. But just like there's only so many men you can watch wrestling. But no, I'm not a guy currently. But like there's some good people down there. There's some talented folks that eventually will make it up. But I'll watch, and I listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts.
Okay.
So if they talk about like a certain match, I'll go back. It's always like recorded. I just don't always go to it.
Right. One more quick question about wrestling before we get on to baseball. Are you opposed or do you like Logan Paul in WWE?
Oh, I am all in. He's so good. He has no business being this good.
I agree. He's going to be at WrestleMania, obviously. I'm new to the wrestling game, but I've known Logan Paul, and just based off what I've seen him do already in the ring, I mean, this is like high flying, awesome stuff.
Yep.
I'm all for it. I remember we texted like on Monday Raw the other night, and I was like, dude, I'm all for the Logan Paul the heel story. Let's go.
He's so good.
All right. Well, this is not a wrestling podcast. This is a baseball podcast. So let's get down to business.
Let's go.
You yourself live in the New England area, which means you have now been a part or were invited to the New England draft or the Earth draft known as NERF, right? So, which is the New England. What does it stand for? New England.
I think it's
Rotisserie Fantasy League. Yeah. Okay.
Or is it regional? But I don't know.
Whatever. One of those. NERF. Yes. We'll call it. We know it's NERF.
Yep. Jason, I'm not one to lack confidence. I went in there actually like, I don't want to say scared or like actually nervous, but like it was very much like an imposter syndrome type deal. And I was like, I don't belong with these guys. Like I literally had people that I've been reading. Like Cross was there. Fucking Jeff was there. Ponce.
Yep.
Ralph, which is what I read him as. Devereaux was there, who's my like fantasy dad, who's like brought me into this whole thing.
Yep.
And I was just in awe of like how much like everyone knew each other. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like a fly on the wall in like a fantasy baseball heaven. And it was wild. Jason, they would literally just like talk prospects, and I just listen. It was like I was sitting there with like not actual. Like Ralph has a fucking card that gets him into any game.
What?
Yeah.
Any baseball game.
If he wants to go to Wrigley, he's got a card. He shows the guy.
Oh my God, that's like a dream, right?
Yeah, and they were all so nice, and they welcomed me in with open arms. They were kind. A couple of bad picks on my end.
Well, I mean, you had your eyes closed the whole time, so I mean, I would assume there was.
First off, they did me dirty with the the waitress took probably about 10 photos, and they post the one with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
I think they're like, oh, this is the new guy. Let's fuck him up.
Yeah, let's give him a little hazing, you know.
Exactly. But I'm looking forward to talking to you about my draft, and you can give me some sort of maybe a grade.
Okay, real quick, what is the format? I know it's Roto, but is it weekly, daily, fab? Is there free agents?
PGFBI. So
okay.
It is two catcher,
Boo.
Yeah, which is dumb. What else was there? It's just like your standard and
weekly lineups, and there's fab every week and things like that.
Yep.
How many rounds? Same as TGFBI, 30? What was
30.
it? 30?
It might have been 35.
Okay.
I got my thing here around 30. And
what pick did you have?
15. It was my first choice in KDS.
Okay.
And right before me, none other than my fantasy dad, Jake Devereaux. So I go in knowing, okay, there's gonna be.
Does he know of your zero pitcher strategy?
No one knew of my zero strategy.
Okay.
Here.
Unless they listen to the pod.
I know. I mean, I've been tweeting about it a little bit here and
there.
Yeah. But yeah, so no one was officially aware of my fantasy strategy. But also knowing Jake is there and also another Sox fan, I knew I had to get my Sox players when I could.
Yeah.
Because everyone's a Sox fan for the most part, really, because we're all from New England.
Right.
So I'm ready to let you know what happened.
All right, yeah, let's hear what's the first 2 picks at the turn.
All right. The first overall pick in general was Ronald Acuna.
Okay.
Whatever. Judge went 3, which has been a little bit. He's been my 1-1 in a lot of
I've
seen. So at pick 15, I went with a steady guy, Freddie Freeman.
Okay.
First pick, I was gonna go Jordan. Jake picked him, but
sniped.
No, I'm not calling it a snipe.
Okay.
It was just like I was happy with either of these. Then on the turn, had to go Devers. That's been my second time picking Devers on the turn. It's a little bit of a reach, but I'm not going to get him, and I might as well get my favorite player if I'm not going to come in first.
Yeah, I mean, when you're at the turn, you cannot wait for ADP to follow you. Like, you have to take the guys that you want because they will not come back to you. Because now you got to wait 30 picks for someone to come back to you, and that's just not going to happen. If it's a guy that's in that, even if it's like his ADP is maybe like 20 picks from now, you can't put that hope out there that he's going to fall 30 picks to you.
And then I'm also going to share my surprise pick for each round. Deal?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, round 1, I mean, I guess I was surprised Ohtani fell to 8.
So that was my question. I was going to ask to see where Ohtani fell because it is a weekly league. So
yeah, so it makes sense, but it was still kind of a so for round 2, JT Realmuto went 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th in the second round, which was crazy to me just because no one else drafted it. The next catcher was drafted in round 4, no 3, but like late in round 3. So I think we could have waited on Realmuto. I don't know, obviously, but that was just my first one that I thought was crazy. All right, round 3, Jordan Romano.
This is who you took?
Yes.
Or that's your surprise? Okay.
Nope. I decided.
We did talk about this. We did talk via text.
So no starting
pitcher.
I just didn't want to be the guy that was.
Everyone's looking at a newbie like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, exactly. I was
invited this guy.
Devin Williams got picked 3 picks before me, and that was my main target.
Okay.
This was fine. My surprise in this round, I think it's DeGrom.
Okay.
DeGrom and Verlander went here. That might just be a surprise for me because I am doing this no pitcher strategy. So I'm like, why are you doing this? But that was the only real surprise there. 4th round, Kyle Schwarber.
That's your pick, right? Yes.
Me. Then my confusing one, Shane Bieber. I just don't like Shane Bieber in general. I'm not a Shane Bieber guy. So that's like a me problem. Round 5 for me, Brian Reynolds, another guy that I've been targeting and I've been getting a lot of places.
Yeah. So it looks like you right off the gate so far have gotten a huge jump on batting average. It's a batting average league, right? Like a TGFBI is?
It is, yes.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Guess what? There's more batting average coming for you.
Okay, so yeah, you are hammering. Well, I mean, Reynolds, they all do more. Freeman also gets home runs and RBIs too, but you're definitely getting that average with the first three hitters you have for sure.
Yeah, I was going for like a power average team. That was my like build. All right. In that round, a lot of these are just subjective because I don't like players.
Right.
So like I don't like Adolis Garcia just because he hits home runs and steal bases, but
that's about it.
He doesn't hit unless it's a home run or unless he walks.
Yep. Which is very rare to walk.
Yep. So my sixth rounder, Eloy. We just need him to stay healthy. This is my second share of Eloy. But again, a guy that I could easily see hitting like 30 homers if he actually bats.
And that was your six. Okay.
Yep. Weird one that round. I think it's probably this is recency bias, but Gunnar, because Gunnar has not been good this spring, and I just think him in the sixth is kind of a stretch.
I agree. I'm basically fading all rookies, especially in these redraft leagues. At their ADPs are just getting so inflated and full of helium, especially the pitchers and also the hitters at some point too. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's what would you say that was seventh round?
Sixth.
Yeah, that's even higher.
It was the turn of the sixth. So let's call it.
Still,
you could have swapped.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, his ADP is up to 88 right now.
Yeah, that's
89, and it's just insane for a guy that's hitting like 094 this spring.
Yeah. Next, Jeremy Pena. My first Jeremy Pena share. Not great on average, but I felt that I have enough average, and he has great pop for a shortstop.
Had a great rookie year. Definitely a great pick, I think.
And that pick got that was my first where I think people were like, oh, he kind of knows what he's doing.
Right.
So that was nice to see. Like Jeff was like, oh, nice. And I was like, thanks, man. In that round. So this is just a example. I would rather Jeremy Pena than Willie Adames, who was picked 4 or 5 picks before him. 6
100%.
picks before him. Glaber, nope.
No. Pena and Torres have back-to-back ADPs on NFBC right now, which is absurd.
Yeah, I would much prefer that. Next round, Alejandro Kirk. Just like
your first catcher.
Yep, he's my first catcher, and it's gonna be a while till we talk about the next one.
Okay.
And in the moment, I would have said it was Joe Musgrove was the reach, but he seems to be like he's gonna pitch opening day. So
yeah, they're giving him an aggressive timetable. They're saying that he may not even miss time, so that's pretty aggressive. So yeah, I don't think it's too much of a reach.
Yeah. So looking at it now, maybe Ahmed Rosario. I don't really love the player, so that's something coming from me. In the 9th round, Chris Bryant. I think again, my team's very health dependent. Chris Bryant's good. Like if he's
you don't
healthy,
gotta tell me.
If he's healthy, he's just as good as Bryce Harper is. It's an if, but
right. I am buying back in on Chris Bryant this year. I've been kind of trying to keep it on the down low. He seems to be fully healthy. We're going to get a full year in Coors. In the first month of last year before he got injured, he was on track for another great year. I think he was batting over 3. I mean, it's a small sample, it's 1 month, but he was batting like over 300, had 4 home runs in a month. If he can stay, and he's already got a couple home runs this spring, if he can stay healthy in that Coors Stadium, I mean, he could definitely get back to 40 home runs. I think for sure. So I'm the kind of keep it on the down low, but I think Chris Bryant is a huge bounce back candidate for sure.
Yeah. And then another 9th rounder that I didn't love, a player I like, but Nico. I think he's good, but not 9th round. I don't know what his ADP is. I haven't looked at any of these things.
Right.
But, he's good, but just looking at the other players, I would have rather Brandon Lau. I understand they're different positions, but just but
some people might. Yeah, I mean, Nico's gonna play second this year, so he could eventually get second base. Yep. Some might be drafting him for their second base position. So
it's the same guy that just drafted Ahmad Rosario too. So maybe.
You might be moving him, hoping to move him over.
All right, next. This, I am not leaving any draft, or I think I have this guy in every single, except for 30 Rock. I have this guy in every league. Stephen Kwan. He's going to get so many get on base all the time.
Yeah.
Whether it's average or OBP. I really hammered home the average though. Like that's kind of.
I mean, that's yes.
And
I kind of did that in TGFBI too. You know, not only is it a good for category, but if you're getting on base via a batting average, you're going to be either driving in runs or scoring runs. So
yeah, exactly,
it's a good indicator of other stats, right? Like you know, we're same with OBP, right? But this is an average league. Some people might get on base, but they don't get high average. Juan gets on at high average, so
it's very.
And all these guys that you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. That round, I don't like Daniel Bard. I don't buy anything into that. So whatever. All right. So for those keeping track at home, we are now in round 11, which means Daddy's picking some pitching.
Finally, we're back. We
talked about this guy today, actually. My first pitcher taken, Freddie Peralta. Upside out the ass.
Yeah.
He could legitimately be like a top 10 pitcher this season. Again, need that
the health.
The health, but when he's on, he's on. And then right back with him, Luis Garcia. Bang. That's my second share. He's my SP1 in TGFBI. So him being my number 2, completely happy with. All right, next, Sonny Gray, another guy that I have somewhere else. People forget Sonny Gray's good. He's not their number. I mean, it's Lopez, Smollett. He's probably their number 2. Maybe he
maybe the 3. I would assume he might even be. I mean, it depends on what the manager wants to do, but I think just fantasy wise, it's probably like Joe Ryan 1, Lopez 2, Gray 3, maybe 4, and then Maeda 5. That's what I would have guessed, but
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then this next pick was another one that got the like, oh, he's here. Edward Cabrera.
Okay.
Upside. And I am all in for it. Tyler Glasnow got picked right before him. He might not even fucking pitch this year. So all over Ed. Wait, was this the one? Okay, here it is. Round 15. This is where my draft fell apart.
Okay.
I have my 2 guys ready to be picked. I was like, all right, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go. My goal was to get my second catcher and to grab a pitcher.
Okay.
Right. Again, let me remind you, 2-minute clock. So sitting there, eating my salmon Caesar. Unbelievable. Jake and Joe. Shout out to Jake and Joe's.
Jake and Joe's.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, I'm going to pick Logan Ohape. I don't know how to say his name. Whatever.
Yeah, Ohape, something like that. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Jake's sitting there. I'm like, Jake won't draft a catcher. He's fine. He doesn't care. Sure enough, click, Logan Ohape. I say, oh, fuck.
So now you're 2 minutes on now. You're sweating it.
So then I pick Alex Cobb because that was my other guy. So I got that out of the way. And then I panic. And Jake looks over to me and goes, "You okay, buddy?" And I was like,
turning ghost white.
I'm spiraling. So at least I can say this. I got Alex Cobb, who I'm very high on this year because I love the Giants. In round 16, it's okay to make a mistake in round 16.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that mistake plays for the Yankees.
Okay. He's probably a good player, and you're just a Yankee.
Unfortunately, that mistake might not make the team.
And who'd you take? Volpe?
Volpe.
Okay. I mean,
in the moment,
yes.
It's not like I'm missing a bunch of value anywhere. So that's
right.
Fine.
Yeah.
But I was so ready. I was like, because I've just been double clicking the whole draft. Bang, 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 bang. And then I went bang and I went, oh fuck. So who's been destroying the ball?
Yes. in your defense, he is. However, right now you almost, I wouldn't say almost, but he has a min pick of 146. So you weren't the craziest highest on him. However, he does have an ADP of 414 right now. You're talking about 240.
Yeah. No.
So a little bit of a reach.
It is a mistake. I understand that.
Yeah.
But you know what? What if he's
That's what happens. That's what happens, right? You're just one thing moment, you're enjoying the salmon. The next minute, you're sweating your ass off trying to figure out who you're going to take, and then you're reaching on Anthony Volpe.
But like, I'm just rationalizing it now.
Yeah. Just talk yourself into it.
After him, I'd rather Brendan Donovan. Fuck. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So right there was my only mistake. And then it just kind of happened.
Wait, in the room, since Jeff Pontus gave you props for your other picks, did he scoff at your Anthony Volpe pick?
He shook his head, Jason.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah, but
you have officially made it.
Yeah. All right. Next, Evan Phillips could be the Dodgers closer.
Yep.
Merrill Kelly. He was like very good last year, which was
he's like to get a good inning eater at this range. That's going to put up some solid ratios. Take it all day.
Yeah. Next guy I'm really high on, one of your guys, Hayden Wesneski.
Yes. Most likely to make the rotation out of spring training as that fifth spot. Been awesome this spring.
Luis Garcia, the second baseman, who I also PJFBI. I think he could be like a big breakout guy. I don't see why he can't, like, with every day at bats and like a full season. I think he could be very good. All right, let's see. Lance McCullers, hoping on something good there. Little
upside.
I think his ADP was a little bit higher than where I got him. I got him in 21. So
it's right around that range, like 21 to 23, I think.
Yeah, I was happy for the reach there because I just need upside. Stealing all the bases, Bubba Thompson. At this point in the draft, I'm just going for categories. I'm like, okay, like if I need to steal a category, give me Bubba Thompson. It is just, I'm mad at myself again. Like, fucking Volpe. Just make the team so I can like be okay.
I know his ADP is dropping even more, so this is a little bit of an outlier. But yeah, I mean, Lance McCullers right now still has an ADP of 257. So what'd you get him at 21? Yeah.
Okay,
you got him at 21.
Offsets my Volpe.
As long as he's healthy and doesn't need Tommy John.
Yeah. Another guy. So towards the end of the draft, I kind of wanted multi-position guys just to like plug and play.
Yeah.
Wilmer Flores hit 19 home runs last year, could easily play first, second, third, whatever. Brian Bayo, upside. He seems to be good. He's been throwing the last week. So I think if he was healthy, he would have been picked a lot earlier. So that
especially in NERF
for me. Exactly. Yes. This was one that I got another head nod for.
Okay. In a good way or a bad way?
Good. Avisail Garcia from the Marlins. Jeff
that was a good nod?
Yeah. He said he was hurt.
This guy hits like 200.
Hey, he could hit a bunch of home runs, Jason.
All right. Yep. At that late in the range, who gives a shit, right? Like, what was he say?
Exactly. In round 26, Clevenger, shitty guy, plays baseball.
We've talked about that. Yep. I have him in TGFBI too. He's an asshole, but
Adam Frazier 2 years ago was like above average. So I think a new home for him in Baltimore. They're kind of like a smart team now. They're getting close to being a smart team.
Right.
So I'm buying into that. Gregory Soto for the Phillies just needed another guy. Because like that bullpen kind of a toss. It could be Sir Anthony. It could be Soto. It could be.
So is he or so you only have the RP1 then basically, right? There was no. This was your second closer is like basically just like a dart throw.
I think
Romano. Oh, that's right. I forgot you said. I forgot you had Phillips.
Yeah. So basically that. Next, Luis Rengifo. He's really bad, but I just needed to pick someone.
Okay.
He plays for the Eagles, I guess.
You were getting to the end of the picture, and it was like getting down to the end of the draft.
Yep,
like just
exactly.
pick somebody.
Like in this round, I'm just gonna read this round to you. It went Luis Renifigo to Chris Martin, Ryan Pepoit, Ian Anderson, Brendan Rodgers got picked. Nick Maton, Carson Kelly.
So yeah, just a lot of like flyers and dart throws in that round.
And then my final pick. Wait, Nick, you only have one catcher.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Endy Rodriguez.
Ooh, okay.
Why roster a catcher that sucks?
When you can just roster one that's not going to play.
Just roster one that might be good and just won't play. So it can't tank your average.
Exactly.
He's just going to play. He's just going to sit there.
There's no penalty for it, so might as well.
Yeah. So I'm playing one catcher in a 2-catcher league.
There you go. You're onto a new strategy.
I'm always thinking
thinking outside the box with Nick.
Yeah, for real. All right, so that's it.
So wait, looking at the draft before we wrap all this up, do you think was not the top 5 picks, but outside the top 5 picks, who was your best pick that you think was your best pick?
All right, 1, 2.
I mean, Volpe was you already said it was your worst.
Yes, yeah, that would. I think it's Pena.
Okay.
I think Pena could easily hit 25 home runs, or Bryant. Pena or Bryant are my favorite 2 out of my top 5.
Okay.
And then my least was Volpe, and then outside of Volpe, it would probably be just like looking at the board. So I was stuck between Alex Wood and Merrill Kelly, but I already have Cobb. So like I was like, yeah, they're kind of the same guy. Like Jake Fraley got picked pretty early. Yeah, I don't know, man. Someone had a bunch of catches. I think Jeff went 2 catchers like super early. Yeah, he went Smith and then Rushman in rounds 4, 5.
Okay, so he was looking to dominate the catching position.
He was just like, I'm getting my catches on. He got Vinny P, of course. Did anyone else not pick a pitcher for a while? No one's catching on to my shit, man.
That's gonna be trade secrets soon. But overall, it sounds like you had a great time, right? Shout out Jake and Jake and John's, or where's
Jake and Joe's?
Jake and Joe's. The Caesar, the salmon Caesar was top notch.
I'm a big salmon guy.
Threw Nick for a loop. Didn't know what to do when he started eating that salmon Caesar.
He picked Anthony Volpe. Like the worst is it's a Yankee, because I am like vehemently against all Yankee. Like I don't own them.
Right.
I'm just like, yeah, no, like it's fine. Like I'm not drafting Stanton. Like no.
Does Judge get the pass for you?
No.
Okay.
All right. You know what? This sounds better. Ready?
Let me ask you this. It's now the 10th pick in the first round. For whatever reason, you're drafting with people. It's like they're all Boston like you. Like okay. we don't like. Okay. I'm trying to see where the line is that you draw.
All right. I need your help. So I'm gonna read you my like opening day lineup. Okay. Kirk, set it, forget it. Endy, set it, forget it. Freddie Freeman, set it.
Set it and forget
Luis Garcia, set it. Jeremy Pena, set it. Devers, set it. Schwarber, yep. Reynolds, yep. Eloy, yep. Bryant, yep. Quan, yep. Flores, sure. Volpe, I need to get him out.
Yep.
Bubba, yep, sure. So who do I put in for Volpe?
Who's on the bench?
Oh shit. Where is he? Oh no, he's just middle infield. So I'll just put Frazier. He's playing the Red Sox, so I might as well I'll be at the game. All right, yeah. So that's actually not so a lineup of Kirk, Rodriguez, Freeman, Garcia, Pena, Devers. Like if I say Devers, Schwarber, Reynolds, Eloy, Bryant, Quan, that sounds amazing. Like that's very good.
Yeah, like I said, I know you got the averages there. I think you're a little light on power, right? There's probably, Schwarber will give you some home runs, and Freeman, but
Hopefully, Bryant.
Devers, Bryant. Yeah, so yes, you do a little bit of some sneaky power in there.
And then pitchers matters for just matchup wise, like who's pitching what days, especially when I do zero pitcher. So I'm going to be dropping and cutting pitchers and adding pitchers a lot.
Yeah.
My big concern is just forgetting about it because it's on this awful app.
Dude, the spinning is just driving me absolutely nuts. I
just need to do it on my desktop, like on my laptop, just like deal with it that way.
So like, when I'm away from my desk or from my PC, I have to use my phone, and it's just like sometimes I feel like I might time out because it's spinning so long. I'm still in RazSlam still going on, which is like a 42 round draft and hold league, and yeah, it's been a slow process, and it doesn't help that the app is just god awful.
Garbage. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'll be giving you guys an update whenever.
Yeah.
Maybe just I'll do it. I wish we recorded on Sundays and we could just be like, all right, let's set our lineup for TGFBI and let's set our lineup for NERF so we could just hold each other accountable.
All right. Well, we have, let's see, we only have 2 more episodes till opening day. So we'll figure out what we're going to do for the next 2 weeks for opening days. Once opening day starts, we're going to start getting back into, obviously, a lot of news, prospects, starts, things that are going on around the league. Right now, we're kind of switched over to the draft. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll figure out what we're going to do for the next. I want to have a bold predictions episode. Maybe we'll do that the Wednesday right before the season starts.
Yeah. Do you remember when I called Sandy Alcantara as a Cy Young? Because I do.
You did?
I did. That was me.
There we go.
I also said that Byron Buxton was going to be the MVP. So whatever.
Take it where you can get it, right? I mean, bold predictions are hit or miss, or that's what they are. They're bold predictions. So we'll have to get one of those either next week or the week after that. We'll get some bold predictions out. I like the concept of that.
Cassis is coming on next week.
That's right. Yeah. We've reached out to his people. I think we're waiting for a response still, but we're in good spirits. We're in good hopes. Tristan Cassis will be with us next week. It's got a tight schedule with spring training, but I think he'll make time for the on deck circle.
Exactly, for sure.
All right, Nick. It was good recap. Look forward to seeing how this team does throughout the year, and we'll talk next week.
Yes, sir. See you.